Welcome to the Cape Coral, Florida housing market update for fall 2025. I'm Brandon Cornett, publisher of Florida Housing Weekly. If you find this report helpful, be sure to sign up for the newsletter using the link in the description for this video. So, Cape Coral housing market 2025, what do we need to know about it? First, home prices are still falling steadily in 2025. This graph shows the median home price based on Zillow's data. As you can see, during COVID, 2020 to 2021, home prices skyrocketed like never before across the Cape Coral, Fort Myers metropolitan area. This, as you probably already know, was followed by a market correction that involved declining home prices. As of right now, in early October 2025, home prices are still falling steadily. They're down by about 10% over the past year. This is, again, for the Cape Coral metro area, and they're probably going to continue to decline a bit further, and we'll get into that on the forecast slide. But for now, home buyers, sellers, homeowners, real estate agents, investors, everybody needs to know that this market is weak when it comes to prices, and this will probably continue for a while longer. Point number 2, supply levels remain elevated. This chart shows the months of supply for the Cape Coral metro area. That's one of the metrics we use to track overall inventory and supply levels within the housing market. This is basically the inverse of the price slide. You can see during the COVID years, supply levels plummeted. That's because a lot of people moved into the Cape Coral metro area. During COVID, it became one of the so-called Zoom towns where remote workers were flooding into. This depleted inventory, and that's why home prices skyrocketed. Since then, you can see on the right side of the chart how supply levels have elevated or increased. They peaked in early 2025. Supply has declined a bit since then. But the point is, this market still has a lot more supply than the national average. That makes it more of a buyer's market rather than a seller's market. High levels of supply give buyers increased negotiating leverage within the Cape Coral real estate market. Point number 3, it's taken a long time to sell a home in the Cape Coral metro area. Demand is weak, supply is elevated, therefore buyers have tons of choices and they're not in any hurry to make them. You can see again, it's the same kind of a pattern. Extreme conditions happened during COVID 2020 to 2022, and in this case, the market accelerated during those years. It got really fast. You can see where that line drops into 2022. That means homes were sitting on the market for a shorter period. Today, over on the right side of the chart, it's the exact opposite. We're seeing the slowest market conditions we've seen in Cape Coral metro area for as long as I can remember, and possibly for all time. It's taken, a typical home there sits on the market for more than 80 days before going under contract. That's well above the national average, and it's even high by Florida standards. And Florida has a lot of cool markets right now. So if you're a seller, you really got to do a lot to sell your home. Price it competitively, stage it, market it, and be flexible when it comes to pricing. Point number 4, which plays off of everything that came before, foreclosures have increased in the Cape Coral metro area. And a quick stat here, among the nation's 225 biggest metro areas, Cape Coral has the 3rd highest foreclosure rate, with 1 out of every 589 homes being in some stage of foreclosure. So that's a troubling sign. As we know, when foreclosures spike, it kind of creates a perpetuating cycle where people don't want to buy a home, or they're expecting rock bottom bargain prices. And that's just going to put downward pressure on prices for the foreseeable future. But it won't last forever. Things will improve. But this is where we are right now as of fall 2025. Lastly, what does the market look like going forward? No one has a crystal ball, but when we look at current supply and demand conditions within the Cape Coral metro area, it seems likely that 1, home prices are going to continue to decline through the rest of this year and well into 2026. I wouldn't look for any kind of home price growth, significant growth in the Cape Coral metro area for at least another year. But again, that's just a forecast. It's an educated guess. Don't bank on it. Forecast number 2, home prices might hit bottom late next year. That means, Zillow right now is forecasting a mild decline of about 1% over the next year. That's compared to a 10% home price decline over the past 12 months. So in their view, they expect home price declines to ease or slow down, meaning prices will fall more slowly and eventually bottom out. That would probably come in later part of 2026. Market conditions continue to favor buyers as they have in the past and recent months and right now, and probably well into 2026. Cape Coral will probably continue to be a buyer's market. Buyers should monitor price trends carefully. You don't want to buy a depreciating asset. You don't want to buy a home that's going to lose, $20,000 worth of equity in the next year. So pay close attention to that and make an informed decision. Speaking of informed decisions, if you like this video, be sure to sign up for Florida Housing Weekly. It's my weekly newsletter. I'm a housing market analyst with 20 years of experience. Love to educate people with fact-based, well-researched, unbiased information. And that's what you get from this newsletter. Exclusive insights delivered to your inbox weekly. There's a link in the description for this video where you can click and sign up for Florida Housing Weekly directly. So it's really easy to subscribe. If you have problems or have questions about this newsletter, leave a comment on the video here. So that's it. That's Cape Coral's housing market today and for the possible near future. Thanks for watching and have a great day.